What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm in a different setup, which is another part of the studio, and this video is going to be a Q&A in which I'll be answering some of your questions related to fashion, starting a fashion business, some fashion technical questions. To spice things up and to make this video even more interesting, I'm going to be making puff puff, which is one of my favorite Nigerian snacks. I'm going to be using the puff puff mix from the Quirky oven, and this was one of the items that I included in my Christmas hamper boxes. I believe by the time this video goes up, those boxes should be available on the shop, but if you haven't seen them already, I'm going to link it down below. So I'm going to be doing that while I answer your questions. If you'd like to hear my answer as well as try out this puff puff mix with me, make sure to keep on watching. So to make this puff puff mix into actual puff puff balls, I have my pack of already mixed ingredients here. I've gotten myself a jar of water because I said all I need to do is add water. We'll find out if that really works. I have a measuring container just to be sure of the quantity of what I'm supposed to put in there. I have, this feels like a cooking show. It is not a cooking show. I have a bowl and a stirring spoon, and lastly I have cling film because from my memory of making puff puff you have to let it sit, but we'll see how this works. So let's get into some of the questions, and then as we go along we just mix, talk, and chit chat. The first question is from Eugenia Ritz, I believe that's how you pronounce the name, and the question goes like so. I am your huge fan from Kenya and I absolutely love your work. Thank you so much. What's your advice on starting a fashion business? I already have a video addressing this particular question, which is all about starting the fashion business, how to get into fashion design, or the creative fashion industry, and I think I have a video where I sort of talked more about it, but I'll just give a few tips that I think would be useful to you or to anyone who is either just starting out or is thinking about starting a fashion business. I think the first thing you really have to do is do a lot of research, because I found that when you don't research your product, your market, and your customers, amongst other things, properly, you get into the business and realize that you're not even fully prepared, you're not fully aware of what you're supposed to do. Do you have a business plan? Do you have a marketing strategy? What sort of business structure are you going to work with? There are all these details that I think you should really figure out first before you go ahead and actually start trading as a business. Something else I think you should really consider is identify a problem that your business is going to solve, because when there is a problem and when you provide a solution, people would always want that solution because this is the problem they've been trying to find a solution for. I say social media is almost unavoidable in this day and age. Like big brands like Hermes, Chanel, Dior, they're active on social media, and this because this is this free platform, be it Instagram, be it YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, where you can promote your services or your products. And I think having one or two, just having a social media that works with your company or with your business is really important and would help to sort of give your brand more visibility online. So I'm going to open this. I'm literally dying to open this up, and this is the quantity. This is how much comes. That's actually a lot. Let's grab my bowl and put it in a bowl. Maybe getting the scissors is a good idea. Nutmeg, cinnamon. That's definitely the aroma I'm getting right now. I'm just going to pour this all in here. I hope I'm doing this right. Oh wow, that's a lot. Whoa! So let me just quickly read the ingredients. The ingredients here are wheat flour, iron, niacin, calcium carbonate, tamine, sugar, yeast, and nutmeg. And it's suitable for vegetarians, which is actually great. So the instruction says pour the content into a large bowl and add 380 ml of lukewarm water. That water is not lukewarm. I'm going to use it like that. 380. Oh god, that's so much. Mix well with a spatula. The next question is from Benny's Design, and she asked, how do you package your products for shipping? I love you so much. I love you too, Benny. When it comes to packaging, I sell a few products on my shop. I sell fabrics, so different things I package differently, but I try to use affordable packaging material so that it does not increase the cost per product. So I think what I'll do is I'll try and link things that I use below. I try to use really colorful and fun bags, so I'll do something like pink or gold, so when you receive the parcel you're actually excited to open it. Then I tend to use this plastic sheet that has polka dots on it. I just think it's so cute, even though on Amazon it was advertised for wrapping flowers, but it just looks really nice. I use that to pack my custom made garments. And when it comes to pattern tools, I use a lot of bubble wrap and cardboard because it's plastic and I don't want it to break. I think it's well properly mixed. Hey, Jesus. Cover the bowl with cling film or a clean towel and leave in a warm place until it has doubled in size. It should take about 45 minutes to an hour. So while that is sitting and rising, I'm going to move on to the next question, and this is from Lekele Rose, and she asked, hi Kim, love your channel. What's your advice for starting a YouTube today, and which editing software for a beginner? I think it's a great time to have a YouTube channel because it's become this platform where you can really share your passion and build a sustainable business from. When I say sustainable, you have the opportunity to connect with your customers through video format, and whether you're doing makeup, whether you're doing fashion, whether you're cooking, whether you're cleaning, whatever your interest is, if you don't go into it for the wrong reasons, you will find that you would enjoy the process of growing, of making videos, of connecting with people who share this interest with you. So I think if you want to start a channel, go ahead and start it. Start with whatever you have. I started with my iPhone. I edited on my iPhone. I used iMovie back then. I used it for a very long time. I think for like the first few months I used iMovie, and then I moved on to using iMovie on the Mac, and then from there I moved on to use Adobe Premiere Pro on the Windows machine. So start with what you have, but do it for the right reasons. And when I say for the right reasons, do it because you honestly enjoy sharing what you do, or you are talking about a service or a product. Don't just do it for money, because if you do it for money, I don't know, people can kind of tell when you're not genuine on YouTube. I don't know how, but when you're not being yourself, when you're not being real, it sort of shows. So be authentic, be yourself, share something you're really passionate about. And yes, iMovie is like the most basic editing software for beginners, but if you guys know of any sort of editing software programs that is beginner friendly, please share in the comment section down below so we can all learn and evolve together. This question is from Bimps with a lot of S and she asks, how do you avoid the zip bulge? Oh my god, the zip bulge haunted me for the longest time and I didn't know how to get rid of it. This I only figured out recently through, I think it was one of my subscribers who actually told me about it and how I could eradicate the zip bulge from the back of fitted dresses, fitted tops, jumpsuits. And this happens when you wear your garment and then you see this lump coming, it might be one, it might be two, forming at the back of the garment. And this happens because the back of your body is not straight, it's nice and curved. Especially as a woman, your body, the back of your body will not be straight because, you know, we have hips, we have slim waist, we have bust, so there is that inward slope around the waist and then it comes out again around the hip. So I realized when after I made my basic bodice block, when I would make things after that I would always have that bulge. But when I made there was this blue sequence dress I made recently, and I actually tried the method of applying a dart in the center back. So what that is you know, the center back along the waistline, instead of having it straight from the bust to the waist to the hip, you take it in about 1 to 2 centimeters in along the waist, so it has more of a curve center back seam rather than straight. I was so happy and so grateful. So this is one way, this is one method I've applied that actually works. If you guys know of any other methods, please share down below, because there's nothing worse than having a really nice dress and then you turn to the back and then you see the zip bulge. It's always like, oh no, why? Next question is from Miss Megan Couture, and she asks, I'd like to know the cost of your sewing machine and the name also. I use the Brother LS14 and at the moment it's around £80 on Amazon. I'm going to link it down below, and I've been using this machine for 2 years. I even bought a second one. I use my overlockers from Brother as well, and yeah, that's the machine I use. I think I have 2 videos about setting up that machine and like a full review about how the machine works. So the next question is from Cozy Doze, and it goes like so. I just found your channel a few days ago. I can't just be mute but say how much you've inspired me to push through. Oh, that's so nice. That is actually a very nice thing to write. Thank you so much, Jose. I think the question continues, but I can't find the second part of the question. For some reason Instagram cut the question in half, so I saw the compliment, which I'm very grateful for and I'm flattered by, but I didn't see your question, Jose. So if you could ask again down below and I would respond to you, or leave me a comment on Instagram, then I'll get back to you. The next one is from Red Shoe Lady, and she asks, can you do a video on how to draft an off-the-shoulder top or dress? Thank you so much for your wonderful tutorials. You're welcome. I've done an off-shoulder bodice, but not like an off-shoulder top or off-shoulder dress. I've only done like an off-shoulder bodice pattern tutorial, and from there you can develop a top or a dress, and that's just one method of doing the off-shoulder design. There's so many ways to do like an off-shoulder dress or an off-shoulder top, but I will keep your request in mind and add it to the waiting list. So it's like 30 minutes after and I'm done deep frying. So these are the ones that I deep fried, and they came out looking like pancakes because my pan is not deep, so they ended up coming out flat, but they don't taste that bad if I'm being honest. Very last question is from Yodella, and the person asks, how old are you? I'm 28 years old. I turned 28 this August, and yeah, but I believe those are all of the questions, and I hope you guys learned something from today's video. Whether it's understanding the mystery behind Puff Puff, something about me, or something about fashion or fashion business. I hope you enjoyed watching all the same. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. comment your thoughts and suggestions down below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, make sure to join the DIY fam so you'll be literally the very first to know whenever I have new videos up on the channel every single week. Follow me on social media if you haven't already at Dave Designs. And yes, I'll see you guys in my next video. I'm literally just going to dive right back into this because life.